Well guys, it's actually been a few days. It was a late start today actually. Spent all day yesterday kind of cleaning up the garage. I actually pressure washed the floor, got that all dialed together. I had this thing outside, actually it's nice weather yesterday, it's crappy today. And I hosed out the frame rails front to back. They were packed full of garbage. So that's awesome. Made a hell of a mess in the driveway. I did finish up some wiring off camera just because how much more wiring can you watch me do, right? We got the hood on. Unfortunately, I have a glove over the battery, but that battery's not going to work, so I'll need a side post or something. But just all together, look at that. Just need that one trim piece. We're all good there. I actually, yesterday, the one thing I did do, I made the linkage work to the scoop, because before it didn't. I had to take it apart. So that's where I hooked up the transmission cable to, but look at that. How cool is that, right? So that all works, which is mint. My memory is terrible. Remember what all I showed. I cleaned up the wiring a bunch, so everything is kind of where it should be. We made neutral safety work, so let's just see here. So it cranks over there. Let me just sit in my not bolted down seat. The column's supposed to be here in 3 or 4 days. Fingers crossed. I'll just put it in reverse here. Look at this. Oh, stupid one hand. So that's all good and works. I guess I can show you the. So it's still good. Let's put her in reverse. And we should have some backup lights. Yeah, backup lights are working. I got the park lights. They're all working. We got license plate lights. They're all good. That was a job in itself making those work. I ground out all the stuff, but that's all good up front. Everything perfect. So I'm happy. Lights are good. I just picked up today new door rubber for the inside of the doors, because I don't know, they're crappy, and I kind of don't want this thing to whistle too bad on the highway, even though I'm sure it will. But yeah, so we gotta pull the seat down, or maybe I'll leave it loose for now. But what we're starting on is making the doors and all that stuff work. So I think just the driver's side doors open and close properly. This one, the latch don't work. It's not bad for a lineup there. The fender's terrible. It's banged up. I put the panel on at the bottom, so I welded this on a while ago. Right there, you can see. So I got to weld it to the back structure, so that's fine. This front door never fit when I got the thing. It's hanging down. It's got a big gap. It's jammed up here. It's right up in the fender. And actually, when you open it, look how much the door falls down. So you gotta like give it the old lift and shut. So yeah, we gotta get that taken care of. So I think first things first, I'll get the welder in. I'll give it a couple of buzzes to hold the fender where it's supposed to be, because the top of the fender lines up not bad. We'll do that to get to the behind the doors and all that, to where the what's the word I'm looking for here? Hinges. You gotta take the door panel off. These door panels are they're ratty, they're soaked, they're screwed, and they're nailed into place, actually, of all things. So try to take those all apart, take the window cranks off, do all that. None of the windows go up and down. Everything's just seized from sitting outside forever and ever and ever. But that's what we're doing today. Push this thing around a little bit so I have room in the front to get my welder around. But yeah, it's really coming together. I'm excited for that column, I tell you. Column in, you actually drive it. I drove this thing spinning around in the driveway with the seat not going, with the column bouncing around. Whew, sketchy. All right, we'll get set up. Oh, it's flip-flop weather too. Slight change of plans. Instead of doing the fender first, I'll do the door first. I don't know. All I do is I took the bolt out of the top here, and I just kind of pulled the fender ahead. Well, the front clips are kind of little cattywampus. I took up the door, well, parts of the door panel. So I got the door to fit. So I mean, it opens and closes, no problem now. Sure seems like it's a little gappy here. And I mean, it's tight up front, which these tri-5s are all tight in the front. I've never had one that's not. The door, it's a little more gappy at the top. So I think I can just scoot up just a little bit and line the trim up a little. That'll take a little bit more gap up. And go, this piece here just literally bends. It does nothingness. And it's tight at the back. So I don't know. The thing was so rotted, I braced the hell out of everything. I guess the post could have shifted maybe a little bit, or I don't know. I could also... Can't open the door too much. You can shim the door back. Oh, gentle. You can get in here, shim this whole piece back, and the door would go back a little. So I think that's what I'll do if it really bothers me. I tried peeling down the door panel. The best thing, it's so rotten. I don't know. But you see this? These are the nails that hold it all together, so they never come out. I'll end up just kind of putting it back, and I'll get some nice, you know, dressed bolts or something I have to put in. That's what I did in all the other cars. At the bottom is completely junk. So there's 3 bolts. You kind of see 2 there, and there's 1 in the front, top and bottom. So all I did, I loosened those. The door fell down. I got outside here. I closed the door. I crawled into the other side, and I just zung them in tight. And then we're in the ballpark. The next thing you do is put a floor jack in the back corner, loosen up, jack it up, and it'll just give it that little bit more tilt. Or, I mean, it's handy, second person is always nice. So, might be able to loosen it, close it, get Danny in here, crank up on it. Maybe I can jam some paint sticks under it and then give it a little zing in. But really, it's good enough for now. So that's golden. I got the window moved just a little bit. I'd rather not take the door panels off because they will not go on again. And nice, I see that coming. So I'm gonna see if I can peel around the bottom. These doors, the structures are, there's a lot of steel in them. There's just one inspection panel kind of right where my hand is. You can see it right there. And that comes off. So when we get in there, I'll just fill it full of lube. Go from there. Not gonna lie, that door shuts pretty nice. Maybe I shouldn't mess with it. Back door, same deal. This door panel is so nice. I feel bad that I'm gonna mess with it, but she don't work, and it's missing the regulator or the handle. I think I have a set, but I don't know. See if I can gingerly pry it out a little, because this thing, you can see, it just seized. I mean, literally, it's going to be take it all apart, clean it, work it back and forth 15 times, and it'll work again. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But that's such a nice original door panel. I'll do my best, but I don't know. I got a couple little, like, prong pop-out things. So we'll see if we can get it off and then get the door working. And then, I mean, you know, put a crank on it, do all those things. I hate when the windows are pain to put up and down, so I want to make it right, and let's be honest, this thing's going to generate some heat, and but more importantly, the dogs got to stick their head out the windows, right? It's priorities here. So yeah, get after that. Maybe I'll set the laptop if I can find the camera. May have lost it. Unfortunately, the lapse camera was dead, so you'll have to trust me. I took it apart. This one, I took the whole panel off, all the little rods. This is the activator for inside the car, so it's seized. This should move somewhat easy, and I can't. So I think what happened is this seized up, and then the handle, someone just kept trying and stripped the inner threads. So awesome. Anyways, so that was that. The latch was completely buggered. Again, just seized. I'll try and show you here if I can, maybe. It was all in one camera work here. So, the way this works, the latch would act like my finger from the outside, pushing it in there, and you can see down here, it's now freed up. So anyways, the latch went in, and essentially that happened. It got stuck that way, which lets the latch just freewheel. So I just kind of, you know, work it back and forth with penetrating oil until eventually it works, and it'll only go one way and then it won't go the other. A little star wheel there. Very, very simple. I have to still do the lock. All the lock does pushes that down, a little more seized. And it just basically bypasses this one lever. So there you go. See, it's still kind of jammered. So it needs to be worked back and forth a bunch of times, as much as I can, and then I'll reverse the situation, put it all back together. While I'm in there, actually I guess I should have shown. This is a teachable moment. So like I said, these doors are solid. All they have is this one little access hole. So I'm gonna have to kind of get up in there, and this is where the big gear would be. That's gonna put the window up and down. So I gotta go find a crank. I think I have couple of spares. They're all the same GM, so I can just put something on to up and down a few times and go from there. This thing has never been apart, still had all the little tar paper and stuff covering everything, so original, seized, but original. Well, you see, this is the part of old cars that no one really talks about. Nothing was broken here. It was all just seized, but it was 2 hours of my life. But it's all back together. I mean, all it is a couple of very simple rods that run the latch. The way the latch worked, it's just a rod doing it instead of the handle on the outside. All I found was a couple of door handles. I don't have any window cranks. Obvious. I must have some somewhere. That's probably when you buy a parts car. All the parts been taken. I got up in the access hole. I got the window to work, so I use a door handle as a window regular handle, but. So it works real easy, no problems there. The door handle, same thing, so it'll click, spin, we're good there. And then we have the door lock that works. And see if I can get out of the way here. But close, open, we'll see if it works on the inside. Having this thing clipped in is a bit of a pain. There you go. So the trim right here is hitting there, but I'm going to call that a win. So I'll slap the door panel back on. This door is done. I can put one door handle on it with a clip. Still need the window crank. Oh, this one does have it. Oh, this one's missing a door there. But this one seems like it works. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can peel up the door panel in the back and spray in there. The window does move, not very easily, but it does work. So I should be able to get this side done, and then we can fit the fender of the doors, and this side of the car is done. The driver's side of the door works mint. The back one, I don't remember. Oh, I think it actually does work. I'm going to go check. Okay, both doors are done. I got to glue up the felts that kind of come out when the windows started going up and down. The front one, I worked the window back and forth a bunch of times. It was okay. Still, it's a little stiff. I think it'll just take a little bit of time. The fender. So here's the situation. This part down, I replaced. This is the inner brace here, which is kind of rough, but it's not attached to the fender at all. The whole way up, actually. So I put a nice little pad there so I don't screw up the paint. Like I care. But the brace goes all the way up and wraps around. And here even, this car obviously been broken and beat up. And you can just see the door and the fender are just KO'd. It's all bent and everything. It had pushed in the fender so many times it broke, I guess, whatever welds were there. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a lip, if you can see there. I'm just going to kind of give it a few buzzes the whole way down. Once it's in there, you'll never see it on the back side. I can actually pull the fender out a fair bit and get in at it. Once I do that, then I'll weld, because the brace is about that wide, I'll weld on the inside to the bottom, or as much as I can. The more welding you do, the more you're going to screw up the paint, which I know we really care about the paint here. But I should be able to kind of bang that together real quick. And then there's just literally a bolt at the bottom that goes to this little eyelet, which I took out. And same at the top, and it all just kind of fits in. And a little pry bar, paint stick, whatever you want to do to line everything up. And then this side of the car will be done. That side I checked. Both doors open and close, no problem. That's missing a window crank in the back, and I haven't tried, well, yeah, I don't think I've tried the front. But really, same deal. peel the bottoms off, see if I can get in there and spray it a little bit. If it'll get welding, then I'll clean all this up. Grease fingerprints. Fixing stuff that isn't broken. That's having an old hot rod. The fender definitely didn't fit great, but got her pretty close. It's got just a little bit of a rub, so I gotta kind of. It's actually, I left some weld in there, so I gotta grind that out. Do a little bit of body filler. The issue is hitting the molding like usual, so give her the old DD Speed Shop fix, which I know you guys love. There we go.
Pretty sure 100 people just unsubscribed.
Look at that. Through the door. Man. Up and down. This one's a little stiff. Look at that.
Good job.
Working inside. Our lock works. Except there's no key for it, so don't lock it. So all that's left on this one side. So I think I'm just gonna do the one side. I'll do the other side on my own. Because let's be honest, do you guys want to watch me do another set of doors? So these are the weather stripping, which pretty simple. You want to show them over here, babe? So with the Tri-5s, it's you gotta come around here though. So I mean, it just goes on. It's got the exact same shape. This little kind of goofy looking V thing over here. You're terrible camera woman today. So it's the same shape. It just kind of follows itself around, and this old stuff, ouch, has, it's terrible because you cut your fingers on it. So I'll get a piece out real quick. It's got metal running through it, which I hate. And there's little holes that it fits in. Kind of show here. So it's got these little pokies. So it's got a metal liner running through the whole thing, like that, and it just has these little bends, and they snap in. Now they're all spaced the exact same amount apart, so it's irrelevant how it goes. So we'll just peel that off, and then these new ones go in, and these new ones have little rubber or plastic inserts, which are much nicer. They don't rust and cut your fingers. So you kind of get them close, and you just give them a knock with a hammer on the backside. That's just a roll of it. So you kind of, get close, then you'll have two ends. You glue the two ends together, and you're done. I typically start on the bottom of the door, so the seam will be on the bottom. You work your way around, and you're done. So we'll, I mean, this just comes apart once you get it going. So, very simple. We'll clean that up. We'll snack the new stuff in, and then before you really want to get too crazy in the doors, have the weather stripping on, because the door will fit much easier, no weather strip. So I'll probably have to adjust the latches for the striker, and maybe the hinge again, but yeah, it's getting there. Danny was just asking what's taking so long. What's the next project? I'm working! So yeah, I'll peel this off, and I'll do one door, maybe I'll do time lapse in the back or something like that, and then I think I'm done for the day and this video. Because I'm going to leave it on a win. Don't knock that over, it's super important.
Is it?
No, I don't even know what it was.
Oh.
So doors are all back together. I cleaned the windows up because there was oil all over them. The back door, so I got the weather strip on. The back door didn't go as smooth, and when I got the
Is that
weather
the one
strip,
you hit your hand on?
no, that was the front door. I did that off camera. I was trying to put the door handle on, and I smacked my thumb with the hammer. But whatever. Tough guys don't cry. Anyways, so the weather strip, when it pops in, I asked. I wanted to make sure that it was the same as a wagon, because on a 4-door, the door does that. You know, it has a little slope down because the window. So a 4-door door is different. No, it's supposed to be the same. It wasn't. So I had to drill a bunch of holes in the back side of the door for it to fit, which, whatever, isn't the end of the world. But, so it's all on. It fits. It's, I haven't glued it together yet. They have these little kind of pieces. So I decided to join them there, which made the most sense to me. So it kind of holds it. I'll glue that. Be down with it. I still got to weld, or glue in the little felts. Track down a door handle. This one I did have to adjust. So the striker here, it's just got 3 screws in it. So you loosen it, and I had to pull it out slightly because it wouldn't close. But now close like a brand new door. No issues there. The front, same thing. It was good. Needs a little bit of adjustment. The back of the door has to go up just a hair, but I made sure so all the windows work. You know. So we're good there. Door locks work, everything. So yeah, I do have different handles and stuff inside, but I think they're spares out of your car, so they're like a different color green. But I don't know. I didn't put this door panel back together yet because the window's still tight, and I want to finish that. But yeah, it's a pretty successful day. The other side, like I said, it just needs weather strip put on and a couple of. I think it just needs one window crank actually. Everything else seems to be working. I'll probably pull the bottoms of the panels out, spray everything down with some penetrating oil, even though I don't have any left. And yeah, this door fits a little funny, but what are you gonna do? It's as good as it's gonna be. The bender's on, it's adjusted, a little bit of screwing, and that's fine. So I'm happy with the way it looks. Yeah, call them hopefully later in the week after I get the other side down, which I'm not even gonna film. I want to jack this thing up in the air. I want to go through the front end, because just by looking at it, I noticed, well, I don't know if I filmed it or not, but I didn't have any bolts in some of the valve covers.
You did.
I did film that?
Well, I filmed it for you.
Oh, perfect, thank you. So I put bolts in it. I degreased the motor while it was outside, and unfortunately, because it was leaking, it kind of took some of the paint with it, so I'll have to do a little bit of touch-up paint on the motor. Got those oil leaks fixed. I noticed all the control arms, none of the bushings were tight. I didn't tighten any of that stuff, so this thing has to go up in the air. I got to double check all that, tighten everything up, cotter pin everything that hasn't been cotter pinned, and then we need the heater fan put in. I tracked down a windshield, so I called back my buddy Jim, get him out here for another window exchange. And I think we're kind of getting short list. I can't see too many other things it needs where I can take it in for inspection, and kind of go from there. Yeah, so that's where I'm leaving it. Look forward to those next couple of videos coming up soon. I really want to bring home the Challenger. It's kind of, I don't know why, I have Dodge on the mind. So I want to bring that home, maybe get that running and driving. Get that race car going. Danny's car's got to come home right away. So I'll probably do a couple of videos with that. And yeah, people are asking about the blue truck all the time. My 95. So I think it needs a fuel pump. I don't know if you guys want me to do a video on that. Let me know. I was just going to kind of get it running and sell it off to some sucker. Kind gentleman who needs a truck. Yeah, that's it for me.
Or lady.
Or lady, yeah. I mean, anybody can have that thing. If you have money, it could be yours. But that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment, all those good things, and I will see you in the next video. Look at that. Oh yeah, we put that there.